Hello, my name is Colin Hoffman. I am a social science communicator bridging sociology research perspectives to apply better understanding to ourselves and the world around us. I'm currently making a short video on getting feedback for a framework I have on a research project outlining a framework to understand the relationships between sex, gender expression, and sexuality. So I would love any kind of feedback for this model, for this visualization that I've had. Now, sex is the narrowest form of categorization and identity that we may have. Sex is typically embodied by biological, hormonal markers such as genitals, such as gonads, such as hormone markers to be able to determine whether we are running on the range of male to female. There's a very narrow strip of what we call intersex, where people have biological markers of both male and female characteristics. Now, depending upon who you ask, sex can be defined with different criteria and determined in the same way. For example, a lab worker analyzing blood work through a microscope may look for different hormone markers than a physician conducting a physical exam in an examination room of a patient. So sex has the narrowest range of control that we may be able to choose our characteristics for that. We do have hormone therapy treatments. We do have cosmetic or functional surgeries to be able to change gonads, to be able to change genitalia, to be able to change our hormone and biological markers. Now, wider than sex, we have gender. Gender is something more inherent to us that is an intrapersonal, within ourselves decision of identity, typically ranging from man to woman, not male, female, but whether we want to be addressed as sir, whether we want to be addressed as ma'am, affecting our names and our pronouns and our relationship with ourselves. We also have a more nuanced range in the spectrum of non-binary individuals that may ascribe to more androgynous expressions of gender, taking traits from both man and woman, or even dipping into neither man nor woman identity. We also have more or different ideas of what masculinity looks like and different ideas of what femininity looks like. A real man, a real woman depends again upon who you ask and how they define it. Wider still than gender would be sexuality. Sexuality is an interpersonal relationship that we have between ourselves and another person, potentially somebody that we are looking for, potentially somebody that we are already in an interpersonal, intimate partner relationship with. So sexuality, some claim that it is an inherent behavior born into us. Some claim that it is learned over time. Some claim that it is more fluid and we are able to change it with context. Either way, this is a wider range of our choices in our sexuality. So whether we define ourselves as very heterosexual and just exploring, whether we define ourselves as homosexual and making a compromise or potentially being closeted, we have the range to be able to explore. We have the range to be able to express ourselves through other partners. Regardless of our sexuality, sometimes the context does matter. This context may be being on vacation in the Caribbean, and you usually don't go that way, but that bartender's really hot. Why not? So then we come to the widest range of our expressions, which is gender expression. This is a social communication between ourselves, our relationship with our gender, and how we want it to appear to anyone outside of us. This may be intimate partners, this may be strangers, this may be friends, family, co-workers, but our relationship in how we express our masculinity, how we express our femininity, how we express all of these different ways we dress, ways we speak, ways we groom ourselves, makeup, pronouns, all of these gender expressions have the widest range of choice with that. So gender expression, the context can change year to year, day to day, even hour to hour. Gender expression can change depending who we are in a room with, what kind of pronouns we're wanting to use, what kind of behaviors, manners of speech that we express with ourselves. We all have a certain relationship with how we would express masculinity or femininity. We have the choice within gender expression to be able to present ourselves more masculine on a particular day, depending on mood. We may have the agency to present ourselves more feminine, depending on our mood, and get ourselves dolled up to feel good about ourselves. There's also some days when we're sick, the groceries need to get done, we just throw on sweatpants and a hoodie and go to the grocery store with our head down, not wanting a relationship with gender at all. So this project of mine is a framework both within formal research that I'm planning to submit for publication to be able to spread the word within academia circles, as well as communication within the communities. This can be a framework to better understand the relationships between sex, gender, sexuality, and gender expression within the LGBT community, as well as anybody outside of it, to get a better handle on visualizing the differences and the range of gender, expression, sexuality that we all experience on a daily basis. I would love any kind of feedback on whether the pyramid should be inverted, using different colors, particular terminology that can be sure to be included, or particular terminology make sure to preclude from this particular presentation. I'll be sharing it in formal research, long form video, still images, as well as, again, hoping to submit this as a formal publication for explorations into gender science and the science of human sexuality. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all.